Hey guys, this is Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and in this case I'm gonna be talking about networking and socializing. Things that sometimes people of the survival prepper mentality kind of have a problem with. It's not easy for them. Usually you see this trend in general. Of course, there's always exceptions and such, but in general, there's kind of little tolerance towards people that think differently. Nah, this one is such a sheep. It tends to happen that people within the survival preparedness community don't have others that are not of their same mentality in very high regards, and therefore have problems socializing with, making friends and such. It is something that we all sometimes suffer of to a lesser or greater degree, but you have to fight that. You have to understand that it's not a positive or constructive attitude to have. So you have to do your best so as to not fall for that. The video is because of an email that I got from Mark. It says, "Hi Fernando, I come from Southern Europe and I have recently started to plan relocating to Germany. I'm an engineering student and the job opportunities after graduation are much better in Germany than where I live. In addition to my native language, I speak both English and German, so language won't be a problem. My problem is that I'm an introverted person and value the close groups of friends that I have. When relocating, I will be leaving them and my relatives behind. As you have recently relocated to a foreign country yourself, can you give some advice on how to rebuild your social network? Thanks for your reply, Mark." Yeah, sure, Mark. Well, first of all, I think Germany is a good choice. That's a pretty good idea. And well, you're already talking about being an engineering student. So you're a student. You're gonna be studying with other people. Being in college or in the university, those are excellent places to make friends. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. It's actually very hard not to make them in such an environment, and also with a new job as well. So from the start, it's already a great position to be in. It's gonna be mostly about fighting this thing about being introverted that you talk about, which is something that most of us have to a lesser or greater degree. The first piece of advice that I would give is try to be nice to absolutely everyone. Absolutely everyone. Try to be nice. Try to do a little bit of small talk, or even beyond that if you can. If you feel there's a good vibe going on, you just never know who it is that you're gonna be making friends with, and it's sometimes it's the person you expected the least. I remember this time we were still dating with my wife, and she took me up to dinner with her best friend and her boyfriend. And I thought, man, this is going to be such a pain in the ass. And turns out that her best friend's boyfriend loved shooting, loved knives. He was pretty much on board on the same things that I was. And we got along great from the start. And we spent all night talking and had a great time. And that was one of those surprises that you just never know. You just never know who it is. If it's the guy living next door, if it's the guy that drops the mail, the mailman, it could be absolutely everyone. In general, it's just good to be nice to people. It is something that we often overlook, and we just stay in our own little worlds and not make much of an effort, but I at least try to work on that. I see it as a flaw of character in myself, so I try to fight that. I think I've been successful, give or take, lately, but it's something that I see as something I have to work on, so I just make the extra effort because of that. Second, try joining groups that where you may have the same interests. Even though you have to overcome this idea of only getting along with people of your same mindset or people that have your same interests, because again, that's going to be a very small portion of people. If you have if you're a prepper, if you're a modern survivalist, if you are someone that thinks of puts importance on being self-reliant, there's not really a lot of folks that go for that. So you have to understand that some people may be completely different, and it's natural to maybe those folks not being your best friends, but best buds eventually, if you have nothing in common with them. So if you try to focus a little bit more on maybe joining groups that have your same interests. I've had great results with, for example, with gun clubs. Going to firearms classes, for example, that was something that you're not going to be best friends with everyone, but in general, something like that, it's a place where a defensive shooting class or a firearms class of some sort. That is general something where I'm likely to find people that have my same interests and my same, or at least a more similar view of life in general. So if that's something that you like, just as soon as you move, join a gun club, join a target shooting club, join a hunting club, whatever it is that kind of has your same interests. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's camping, bushcrafting. Maybe it's something within college, within your own university. That is, they organize hiking or backpacking trips of some sort. Again, another point of common interest where you may find people that have your same interests. That's a good way to go about it. And you just never know. As you start talking with people, you are sometimes surprised by people you've never expected that actually have some of your same interests. And finally, don't underestimate the internet. You have, in general, in most countries, you have forums and websites of, again, on firearms, on survival and preparedness, on bushcrafting. These days, I think most countries have a prepper community of some sort. I'm sure that in Germany there's plenty of that. I'm sure in Germany there's plenty of groups of firearm enthusiasts as well. So try finding one of those that's close to you. Start participating in the website and in the different forums. Eventually, when there's a reunion or a meeting, you just show up. And those are likely to have good results. I mean, absolutely, networking, socializing, it's an essential modern survival skill. I should have included it in the survival skills video. It's maybe your if you like to look at it this way, it's maybe your most important asset, the support group that you have. It's not only just about your friends and guys that are going to be showing up for your birthday and for important dates and such, but it's about people that are going to be there when you need them. Who are you going to be relying on other than your friends when things get ugly? And you're going to be there for them, and they're going to be there for you. And that kind of relationship, it takes time. It's not everyone that you will end up having that kind of relationship with, but if you never start, if you never make the effort, it probably will never happen. So you actually have to dedicate yourself. You have to make the effort yourself. So you have to go out there, do your best to get along, find people, and make it work. Eventually, as time goes by, things go on more naturally. As time goes by, the friendship slowly develops. You start getting together more often and such, and eventually you become friends. And that's a friend you can trust. That's a friend that's going to be trusting on you as well. So that's it. That's my little piece of advice based on, as you said, me relocating recently. Well, not that recently anymore, but still feels that way. It is definitely one of the things that I miss the most, and you probably will feel the same way. Probably you'll be missing the most your friends, your family back home, the people that you had, that you trusted in around you. but it's part of, you know, it's part of the deal. Leaving and starting over somewhere else. You know, it's maybe it's not for everyone, but you know, it's part of the overall deal that you have to work with. Folks, take care, have a great day, and see you on our next video. Remember to subscribe as well if you're liking these videos.